Hi Dennis. This is a wild first try, which I have prepared since weeks. And now the recent situation is I'm not quite well, was lying on my bed and can't find any sleep because Claire call drives me crazy. I watched the ladies stream last night and how could she? How could she seriously propose that secular Coranism is a true idea for white men? I can't get my arms around it. In my mind's eye, I had already tell you everything about what drives me about this. It's the first video I'm taking since 2.5 years, so I'm a little rusty. And I'm a total hermit, so I'm not very like Eki. Eki comes on and talks like a book. So it's a German proverb. Talks, makes a lot of sense, talks, and goes. I'm always looking for words, especially in English. What I think is logic and reason as a major criteria, as Claire and so many men always emphasize, is highly overrated. Because it's lacking pathos. If there is no pathos, there is no being moved, being gripped, being... I gotta clear this up. Oh, sorry, wrong window. Ergriffen. Ergriffen means what I'm looking for is smitten, stricken, clasp, carried away. There must be a dimension of pathos. And people who loves logic and reason, who really loves logic and reason, they find pathos in it. But it's a tiny, tiny, tiny minority who does. And Claire is forgetting something, I think. We may not like it, but we as a white race, as Europeans, we are living the Christian heritage. It is percolated, it's permeated into us as en masse. So how could one think a single idea, because of logic and reason, can help us out of our bedrängnis, disaster, which comes from a total different culture and a total different ethnic background. This is not working. And I think many people know intuitively this is not working. You cannot overput whites a philosophy who's not theirs, who originates from a totally different background. I could imagine that secular Quranism could work for the Muslims themselves. I don't know how to implement. That's not my. It's not my. It's not my cup of tea, and it's not my expertise, of course. Just saying. Blaming Jen for not being logic and reasonable is the next one I don't get. Women are not supposed to be logic and reasonable. What are you talking about? Jen, to my ears, is so logic and reasonable that I hardly understand what she's talking about. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel very quickly and easily the limits of my logic and reasonable capacities. And therefore I was so apprehensive, or something like, should I do this? Should I looking for contact with Dennis, with you, Dennis? So sophisticated, so smart, and so forth. Because I know I cannot contribute in this area. But at the same time, I have the feeling I have to contribute something as a woman, as an elderly woman. But this comes from a very different area. It comes from the area of perception and intuition. No, I'm not speaking from the feely, hysterical department. So, now I'm about to lose my train of thought. Maybe it's this is a little start. I will listen to it and check it out. Is it very confused, or is it listenable?